Hi, it's Emmy. I won't lie, I genuinely thought I wouldn't be making a video on this. Cause I did not expect what happened to happen. Um, you'll definitely notice this is scripted. I have a script all written up and stuff to try and keep me consistent, and I'm trying to keep the serious side because it is kind of a serious thing. But if Emmy pops out, I apologise in advance. I'm gonna explain what that means one day in regards to Emmy and Emily, but I don't want to explain today. I want to focus on this. So let's recap what happened initially so we can have a clear sense of what has happened. On August 29th, 2022, I came forward about someone, that being Craig Beckett. I originally just had my side of the DMs and stuff because he deactivated Twitter. That is where I released that day. I released every single one I physically could get. But that day, well, at 3 a.m, the next morning technically, I requested my Twitter data. Twitter servers started working again properly, so I submitted my request. And I received it on August 31st, 2022. And how I structured the Google Drive was in months, which I have since completed. Okay, so Craig's Twitter ID was confirmed by, Tipster. Thank you. He had Craig's Twitter ID, we matched it up with my Twitter data, and we found the DMs between me and Craig. So I started screenshotting every single one of my conversations with Craig and sorted them into months. January has over 1,000 screenshots. Just to give you an estimate, the shortest was February. And just to, make things clear, you read Twitter data from the bottom up. You may not know at the start when you first read it, but you always read bottom up. You can tell from the times how it goes as well. So I finished uploading everything on September 11th, 2022. It took me 20 days to upload everything, which was a lot shorter than I expected. I put out a tweet saying I think I'm going to get this out in October. I got it done quicker. So let's briefly talk about what actually happened between me and Craig. It was sexting, to put it bluntly. It stopped in May, after May, it didn't happen again. You won't find it in June, July, or August because it didn't happen then. I'm 17 and Craig is 30. I'm saying he is 30 because his birthday is in September, and he told me he was 29 back in January, so, let's just call him 30. And he asked me for explicit content in January, March, where he asked for explicit content from me, which is illegal to possess. And I understand how that puts me, but you gotta understand that Craig asked for this. He asked for the explicit content and stuff. I never sent it unsolicited, unlike him, which I'm gonna get into. So the explicitness, range from tease photos to photos and videos of me fully undressed in the shower. I'm trying to keep myself calm. Okay. Craig asked for these. I never asked for anything from him, which you will see. I never asked him to send me anything. And on January 17th, Craig sent me a video of him ejaculating onto his phone screen. On his phone screen was a photo of me. I'm trying to remember, but it's me, like my shirt was down, and I don't know how to say it, but I looked a certain way. I can't say it, it's too embarrassing. But yeah, I looked a certain way. And my chest was a bit showing, but not fully. It was raw. And yeah. And you will see, I never asked Craig to send me that. He just sent me it. And it is proven that I only sent stuff by his request. So, this part, Cassie, I won't lie. I actually have that written down on my script. I'm going to refer to her as Soul. It's just easier for me. And yeah. So, I'm going to probably put tweets up. So, she was subtweeting about me literally an hour and a half, basically, before I made the bold choice to come out. Now, I never fully intended of coming out. The first person I told was on August 8th, roughly. And I never really intended to ever go public. It's just something that's going to sit there in case something happens, really. But, yeah, she was subtweeting. And I don't know when exactly Craig deactivated, but I know for a fact he was tipped off. Because she was subtweeting about me an hour and a half before I came out, roughly. If that doesn't say you've been tipped off, I don't know what else will. So, she defended Craig. She's always defended Craig. Even though he literally cheated on her. Yes, we are talking about his ex-girlfriend, I believe now. But yeah, she went after me, to put it in layman's terms. At the time, yeah, she was Craig's girlfriend. Now she claims to be his ex. Essentially meaning they broke up. And if they broke up because of me, I feel awful about that. But the truth had to come out. And if Craig's going to be disloyal, he might be disloyal in the future. And something that is not on my script, but something that Craig actually mentioned to me, is that I was going through something. I was going, not a very great place. And he was like, picture yourself in 5 years. And what he said he pictured himself in 5 years, one of the things was, go to a bar with a good friend and pick up the hottest chick. Basically saying he wasn't going to be in a relationship in 5 years. Which I know is a stretch, but that's what he essentially said. And there's something else that Craig said. I know I should be focusing on Lost, but this has to be heard because no one has really mentioned it. So I'm going to. Craig said to me that he had been, he was trying weed. And he told me he had been with women who were on stronger stuff. He was with women who are under the influence of drugs. When I mean with women, I mean sex. He told me he did stuff with women while they were on special sugar, meaning drugs. He did say that they were able to make their own decisions and stuff, and they had their senses. But legally, you cannot consent to sex under drugs. Under the influence of drugs. Take that as you will. Okay, back to Lost. So, she decided to go after me on September the 17th in my comment section. I felt, out of all the places you decide to go on my 1 week later video, where I let Emmy come out and talk, she's starting to come out now. Like, she was speaking. Okay. Okay, Emmy's out. So yeah, she decided to go after me on my 1 week later video, where I'm expressing myself, my personality, is me Emmy out. It is a personality thing. I know it's weird. But yeah, she decided to go after me in my comment section, and it was honestly kind of funny, I won't lie, and scary. I am scared shitless of her. So I'm gonna pop up on screen what she said. Calm Emily back. And I originally thought she was going to be civil and actually listen to me. I was fucking wrong. I was wrong on so many levels. This isn't even a joke. I'm gonna go over the major lies that she said, because it's so fucking obvious to anybody who has even read January, which will take fucking ages. You cannot read all the screenshots in one sitting. Not even someone with a strong fucking stomach, because there's so many. January alone has around 1,200. I don't think you understand how long that takes. It took me 20 days to compile them, yes. But you really think that I read every single message? I couldn't. It made me physically sick. So, she claims I sent images on January 12th, as in explicit images. I didn't. That's proven. Because you can see in my side of DMs what the images were that was sent. A battery charger and a Nintendo DS. How is that sexual? How can you sexualize a fucking battery charger and a Nintendo DS? There wasn't even anything explicit in the reflection of the Nintendo DS. So, obviously, she's lying here. On January 13th was when Craig asked me to send him tease photos, and in my swimming costume. He explicitly said he wanted to see the back as well. I pointed that out to her. She didn't care. And I think anybody who has even read the first 4 days of the conversations between me and Craig in January will tell you that he initiated it. And one of the things she said is completely impossible for my current time. I'm not in university. I haven't even applied yet. I don't apply until around Christmas time. So, how could I said that I like to tease uni teachers? If I'm not even a university student. If I'm not even having university teachers. Because, how can I do something when it's physically impossible for me to do something? I am sorry about the audio then. Yeah. If something is physically impossible for me to do, then how can I do it? When did I ever say that? Because guess what? I didn't. I never said I like to tease uni teachers. I said I like to tease DM dude who is a 17-year-old like me, bit older, the eldest in the group. It's not only like something that's well known in my friend group, but it's also a running joke. It's literally a joke in my friend group that I like this DM dude, and it's obvious he's into me too. And to, mention my personal friends, they don't really know about the situation, so I'm going to keep them out of it. Then 2 of them know bits and pieces. One of them knows more than the other, and that's how I'm going to keep it. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, let us touch on the upper limit. Lust likes manipulating my words, let's be clear. So I'm going to read exactly what I said to Greg. Exactly, to the bone. And you can fact check this if you want. I said, he asked me if I have an upper limit. Listen to my response and you'll understand what I actually say. I don't actually, due to the fact I prefer older people, but I know I would never go for someone over 40 until I'm around 30. I just said I wouldn't go for someone over 40 until I'm around 30. You know what that sounds like? Even though I didn't actually specify that it wasn't a limit, it is a limit. It is an upper limit. Even though I said I don't actually have a limit, I just said I have a limit. And, yeah. And when I say I don't actually, it's not a definite, actually. It's like, maybe, sort of actually. You can't read tone really through texts. I can only put my emotions and stuff, my thoughts back into them. But yeah. And, alright, my views have changed on that upper limit. So, Lust mentions me lying in the past. Mentioning I told Craig something I lied about. In the messages you can see I did admit a time where I lied. And I told Craig that event. Okay, so it was just sorry about the cut. I wanted a snack. So yeah, I did tell Craig a time where I had lied in the past. So, we're all kind of mature here. So, let us laugh at my fucking bad mistakes. Okay, so, what I told Craig was something that I lied to teachers in the past about something. I was 14 when this thing happened. My abusive ex, who raped me 3 times, has actually told me 13 times. I need to get used to saying that. This fucking dude had the brilliant idea of having sex in the school toilets. Let's all laugh at how dumb this was, how weird this is, and how fucking immature this is. My ex had the idea of having sex in the school toilets. And when suspicions aroused, some teachers were like, okay, so it has been rumoured that you and X have been seen going into the toilets together. Is this true? I lied and said no. Me and my ex lied to save our own asses. Really, I lied to save him. And I said the people who are making these rumours were making it up. And I told Greg this, essentially. I recounted something 3 years ago. How does one event from 3 years ago reflect me now in this situation? There is a giant difference between this. Because the stuff that happened 3 years ago, you can't exactly prove. It was never proven. It's just words against words. But the stuff with Craig is fully proven. And Lost, Craig, you both admitted that this shit happened. So, how could I be lying when both of you have admitted it? Because it seems like me, you're just projecting and trying to defend yourself and Craig. This is the fun part. Not actually fun, but you know. So, she reactivated Twitter on September 18th, 2022. She lasted 6 hours. She was going after me, blaming me, and trying to spin shit. So basically the usual. Everyone is backing me. Everybody knows the truth, and they can see through her bullshit. A quick Google search even proved that you were lying about me not being a minor. I'm gonna probably put that up here. There's literally a common search thing if I is 17-year-old a minor, and legally I am. I'm not even an adult yet. I turned an adult in 5 fucking months. And I never asked him to be in a relationship with me. I did say, you're gonna make me fall for you, but that wasn't me declaring love or feelings. That's me saying, you're gonna make me fall for you. I had not fallen for him. He was always talking about me being his. And yes, I would sometimes respond with me saying that I was his. It's kind of rooted in my past for me to respond that way and stuff. I'm not going to get into it here. I'm going to do a separate video on that. Not only talking about the Emily and Emmy thing, but also my past and shit in much better detail. And it cannot be described as a romantic relationship. It was sexual, but then it came, a kind of friendship. Like February, there was no sexual shit. April, there was nothing sexual. June to August, nothing sexual. Purely friendly. One thing I also want to make clear is I wasn't willing for everything. When Craig wanted a video of me begging, I did not want to do that. And I told him my parents were downstairs and my brother in the next room. Which was all true. When I said whispering can be heard through the walls, that was a half-truth. Sometimes it can be, but it depends on a bunch of circumstances. And, well, I felt like... I felt like I had upset him. And when he asked for something else, pictures of my face in a certain way, I sent him them because I felt like I had to. Because I felt like I upset him. And I didn't want him to be mad at me. It's a common tactic I've seen throughout my past, is that when you don't give someone what they want, someone who can control you through a number of different ways, if you don't give them what they want, they will find a way to get it out of you. If it's by guilt tripping you or playing on your emotions, they will get it out of you. They will pressure you and find ways to hit your weak spots and get them out of you. Okay. Craig had known what I'd been through. He knew about stuff my ex did to me, and I kind of heavily implied something as well that happened to me between the ages of 10 and 14. And yet Craig still chose to sexually pursue me, even after knowing everything that happened to me. I know there's a lot of questions that could be asked about this. I'm willing to answer some. If they make me uncomfortable, then I'm not going to answer. And if it's an answer that has, if it's a question that can be answered, I'll do my best to answer it. I know one thing going around is like, what's going to happen if when you're over 18 and someone rejects you? Craig never rejected me. Let's make that clear. He never, didn't pick me. He never rejected me. He was pursuing me. I wasn't going after him. I wasn't inciting it. He was doing that. He was pursuing me. He was inciting it with me. And some of the things he said left me with ideas and stuff that I recently broke out of those ideas. Like, he mentioned me doing sex work and stuff, like OnlyFans, and mentioned me basically doing pedo bait, essentially using my cute the Abby voice, really, and dressing up really cute and stuff, and make money off it. I recently broke out those ideas, I think a few days before, everything kicked off. I was like, hang on, this is fucked up. So yeah, I broke out those ideas, luckily. When I was talking to him about me, considering my options when I turned 18, I wasn't talking about sex work and shit. I was talking about working in I meant a pub and stuff. I can, serve drinks and stuff when I'm 18. I don't think he got the right idea, which probably is on me. But yeah, I hope this has answered some questions. Probably hasn't, but there's probably a million more that could be asked. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to contact me, just DM me on Twitter. I almost said Twitter. But yeah, just DM me there. I'll try and answer when I can. Thank you.